Welcome back in to another Christos Chabalaw show with the Spaceman 2.0, here to help you grow in the knowledge and wisdom of truth, and the truth will set you free. So with the tree of life, the centerpiece in the Garden of Eden, also known as the tree of the knowledge of good and evil at the same time, through understanding of its perspectives, you can see how the one tree in the middle of the Garden of Eden was both the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And then we know it's been taken over. The Sumerians had this knowledge first in Mesopotamia. The tree of life is a center point of their teaching. It's taken over by the Hebrew religion coming in and masquerading and taking the culture. So the tree of life is definitely something that's been around for a very, very long time. Longer than all the religions on the planet at this point, because the tree of life comes from the flower of life, which is an eternal, sacred geometric symbol in nature. So the one true teacher, Izu Emmanuel, came to teach that love is the basis of God. And I'm here to teach you in this episode that very fact. So with that being said, if you connect with your crown chakra through the word ahaya, 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 you might feel a tingling in the top of your skull. And that tingling is basically your flame being lit. You're asking for the inspiration, the inspiration, the enthusiasm to be inspired by the gods. That's what enthusiasm means. So to be inspired, to have spirit come into you, to have the Spirit of God come into you. So we have the Shroud of Turin, which does truly reflect the master teacher's face, countenance. And remember when I went over in the journal, Phoenix Journals, about Pontius Pilate said when he came into the presence of Emmanuel, he came upon one of the most purest and innocent countenances on the planet that he could have been around. His feet got fastened to the ground because he knew he was in the presence of innocence and he was guilty of many sins. So I met this artist the other day at a blockchain conference. Faith is an action word. Let that sink in as your mantra for the day. And his story about faith in God and how it's helped him overcome all his adversities, and the truth of God being in his life at the times of need, showing the most that truly miracles do happen. In the past episodes of the Christos Chabalaw, we went over that the name of God up here, Ahaya, and Jah and Jehovah basically contain the holy mystery to the tree of life. I am God and my will is love. Ahaya Yod He Vohe Jaja Ahava. Love being the basis of God. Now remember, the tree of life with all of its sides, 22, is the same as a cube. So remember, wherever you go, you live in a cube of space with the 22 aspects around you. Therefore, you have a tree of life around you from another perspective. So try to keep that in understanding. You have the 3 planes, the 6 sides, and the 12 edges of the cube, equaling 22 in the one center. Remember how to use the holy flame. By sacrificing any of the 7 deadly sins, you allow the 7 holy virtues to rise up and present that light around you. So to bring more peace into your being, remember what Christ taught. Seek ye first the kingdom. The kingdom is right there. Malkuth. So being present in the kingdom, the four elements, eliminating the four elements from your being, which is what this tarot card, the world, means, with the four elements outside the Mandora, basically a Vesica Pisces, understanding the yin and the yang, and the harmony, and the shape of a cross and a triangle, which represents the holy supernal triad has overcome Malkuth, the four elements of nature. So by the life and understanding of Christ, he came to teach that God is love. So you are made in the image of God. Now the letters, when drawn as a pictograph, make a lot more sense when coming into understanding that you're made in the image of God, and God is love. Now, I don't believe this mystery has been given out anywhere else, but when you can see Yod He Vov He, you're made in this image. When you can place Shin above, I just told you how to do that by saying the word Ahaya and lighting your holy flame. When you place Aleph above, what do we get? When we start off God's name with Aleph, you get Ahava. So the difference between I am, Aleph, He, Yod He, this is a Vov. God, Yod He, Vov He. Aleph, He, Yod He. See similarities? Very similar. One little notch there, one little extra Yod here, and you get a Vov, and you put these two Vovs here, or Yods here. So, Yod He, Vov He. My will, Jaja. Yod He, Yod He. Love, Aleph, He, Vov He. So what's the difference between the name of God and the name of love? Two small Yods. So if you can bring this principle down, the omniscience of God, down into your being, which is what Aleph represents, is the omniscience, you become understanding of love. You are love, you're made in the image of love, you're made in the image of God, with these two extra small amounts of 2 Yods, representing 10 and 10, your 10 fingers and your 10 toes. Yod He, Vov He. Aleph He, Vov He. What's the difference between these two names? 2 small letters. All of the letters in the Hebrew alphabet are made up of Yods in different formations. But can you see how simple this is? This is proving that God is love through the simple adjustment of this letter here with 2 little Yods above and below, showing as above, so below. So to add to this, by placing Shin, the primal fire or spirit, the 3 Yods, the Holy Trinity, in the center of the name of God, which is in your heart, you get Yahshua, which is what they named Christ, the Redeemer. So by placing Izu Emmanuel, asking the Master Teacher, the Christed principle, to come into your heart, igniting your heart, purifying it with love. Let the fire purify your heart. The fire of Christ, the fire of God. Purify your heart with love until you become made in the image of love, where every thought Every aspect of your mind is thinking about manifesting love. I'm going to read you this. I wrote this down over 20 years ago. It seems very meaningful to this teaching today. The word. The philosopher's stone. Pull the sword from the stone. Therefore, pull the word from the tone. Remember the hangman card? Mem, surrender. This path right here. This path is shin. This path is mem. Look at the formation of the legs and the arms. Upside down triangle and a cross. This represents the philosopher's stone, where the quintessence drips into a vessel, in causing the one to become enlightened. See, the formation is changed, the triangle and the cross below. By surrendering our judgments. This is shin, this is mem. By surrendering our judgments, we may ride the chariot, which is this path right here, up to the Holy Supernal Triad. This is the Merkaba, the spirit light body. So by surrendering your judgments, learning the path of the philosopher's stone, by gaining enlightenment through forgiveness and surrender, we may move up into the Holy Supernal Triad and come as innocent children once again, as Christ said. And as Bob Marley said, once a man and twice a child. And Christ said, you can't get in the kingdom of heaven unless you come as a child, with the innocence and wonderment and awe. Back to the word. The philosopher's stone. Pull the sword from the stone. Therefore, pull the word from the tone. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. God is all that is. God exists in all that is. And the Word was God, or you can say, is God. Therefore, the Word is all that is. The Word is God. Thought formulates speech. Speech communicates thought. Energy follows thought and gives it motion. Energy in motion is emotion. Love is the source of all energy. The purer the source of energy, the more economical the thought's emotion. Be aware of your emotions. Are they motivated by love or anger? Be aware of your thoughts. Are they luminous and wise or dark and ignorant? Thought plus emotion gives tone to the word. The stronger the emotion, the stronger the tone. All is communicated in the tone. Tone gives substance to the spoken word. Be impeccable in your word by being clear in thought and emotion. The more luminous and wise the thought, and the purer the source of energy, love, motivating it, the more vibrant the tone, the better its substance. The word brings forth substance. All is created by the word. Be impeccable with your word. And the word was with God, and the word was God. Let us make man in our image. You are the word. You are the word made manifest. And God said, let there be light, and creation became. May your thoughts be light, and your motive be love, so your tone is godly, and your creation's heavenly. Love is the one story of God's knowing, Aleph, omniscience, expressed by his thinking, omnipotence, and illumined by the light of his imagining, omnipresence. So remember, through these 7 letters, really 6, really 5, you get the whole meaning of the tree of life. Simple way to prove these formulas contain the whole tree of life. I am God and my will is love. If you add up the numbers, you get 17 is 8, you get 30, which is a 3, you get 26, which is an 8, and you get 21, which is a 3. 83, 83, or 11, 11, and 11, 11 is 22. The 22 paths on the tree of life, the 22 trumps of the tarot card, the 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet, the 22 great cycles around the universe. So with that being said, may you remember that you are simply one step